Welcome back to another edition of NFT Live. We're taking you around the metaverse and back, and we are live from Miami. We are coming to you live from Miami. We got the FOMO, so we decided, hey, I'm going to drive to Seattle. I'm going to drive all the way back down to Miami, and we're going to hit the conference, man. How are you doing in the back, Buffalo?
My legs are numb. My legs are numb. I'm wondering what that speed bump was when you started pulling up onto the playa, the beach. I think you ran over a couple of lifeguards, my man. But we are here in Miami for Miami BTC. Well, in our heads we are, in our hearts we are, in spirit we are. Easy, Rage Cage. Where are you guys?
Where's the cabana? Easy's still at his hotel, guaranteed. Easy came with the best content we've ever seen in LADZ City last night. He took us inside the club.
That was good.
He's one of the main reasons we took this little car that you see here. They told me it was going to be a Lambo, but it's not. But anyways,
it's a micro
Buff's in the back seat. I'm in the. I need to pay attention to it.
You know, 10 and 4, bro. Just keep it going. Or is it 10 and 2? I don't even know. I drive with my feet. This is one of those things where Q, you now feel like I feel like all the time in cars. Really, really big. But you're cruising, my man. I'm glad we made it. It was a hell of a journey. We drove nonstop through the night.
You're honestly like Shaq in a Kia commercial, man. I don't know how you fit in this car, but I don't know how we're going to get you out either. We'll see. Guys, we got a great episode of NFT Live. Again, coming live from Miami, so we're going to do it all here. And then we are going to have an awesome episode with Bitlectro Labs. They're doing an awesome project called Dreamloops. They're doing generative art with the audio component. It's going to be amazing. We're going to listen to some of that here shortly. But man, it is a nice day to be on a car ride, and it is a nice day to have the lads. It is LADZ Day. So,
LADZ Day.
Boom. We are ready to roll. 35 of you guys in the house.
Whew. We're getting it going. This is LADZ Day. I know you guys call it Friday, wherever you are from, but here in LADZ City, this is LADZ Day, and we've got a special show for you today. And our guests have amazing music that you're going to listen to right now as we transition from this little heaven that we created back to the LADZ City. You want to head back to LADZ City, bro? Should we do it?
I do, but where the hell's anybody that knows where Cagayan is, please tell me. Okay? Yeah. We've been looking around Miami all day for Cagayan, and he hasn't showed his face. Tell him report to LADZ City, or at least report to the Buffalo back here. He's got his cell phone.
I need to hear from the Rage Cage. I know he is cruising, and I mean this is heaven for him, being able to connect with everybody in real life. So I have no doubt Easy and Rage Cage are living it up today. And yeah, man. You ready?
Miami! Let's roll out of here.
All right, start her out. We're heading out of here. And here's a little sneak peek of our guests today on NFT Live.
All right, we're back in LADZ City. That was a quick trip. Buffalo still got his sunglasses on, so he's still jamming. He still feels those Miami vibes, but now he's at the No-Tell Motel again.
Hey, man. They missed
around
me.
The world and back.
We didn't even sleep that whole ride. Now I'm gonna crash at the No-Tell Motel. A little hungover, keeping the glasses on for as long as I can.
Good news is we got you out of that car with your legs intact, guys.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to do that bit, man. You guys are awesome in the chat. Let me give a couple quick shout outs. Jimmy Diesels needs to pay $20 to Gabriel. Gabriel's about to come on the episode here. So once he comes on, I need Jimmy Diesels to make himself known, because he needs to pay Gabriel here in the chat, in Doge right now. And that needs to happen while we're live. So let's get a couple other shout outs here. Let me see if I can't get it. Marty McFly, awesome. Hash Rhymes, Llama6666 is in the house. DJ Savage, Cost Effective, JC, Cryptophasia, Matt Radke, Carrots, Rudeus, Jim. Guys, you guys are absolutely blowing up the chat today. Joseph Burton. Let's see, who do we got? Red Hand, and of course, Nightbot is making sure everybody else is not acting a fool. Okay,
dude, Nightbot don't mess around, bro. Don't mess around. No, Nightbot scares me a little bit, you know. Rage Cage actually brought him into LADZ City, so we're gonna have to talk with Nightbot.
Nightbot seemed to be self-aware, so we might have to shut him down He's been kind of getting after it here and getting after some people here in the city. But we've been getting after it too this week. We got a lot of news to get to in that awesome episode with Bitlectro Labs, who is having that project Dreamloops, who you see right here on the screen. It's going to be an amazing interview. But before that, let's get to some of the LADZ news. I've got the Discord that's going to pop up, so I'm going to go into LADZ City here, and I'm going to show you the ape competition announcement that we made yesterday. Basically, guys, Marty McFly is doing a great derivative project for Bored Ape Yacht Club. He is creating merchandise. He's creating, I'm almost positive there's some NFTs involved, but definitely correct me if I'm wrong. Hopefully he can come on LADZ City later. But as you can see, if you are a holder of the ape, he wants to get permission to use your ape both on his website, on collab and t-shirts, and also possibly to get featured, some of which might come with royalties. And then if you're a non-holder, there is a $50 LADZ bounty competition here for one winner who creates the best tagline for the category of justify this ape to your wife. This is in the hub right here in LADZ City. So if you want to go to the ape competition, it's right there. You can see some people are coming through. Shout out to Magnus, who has an absolutely amazing Bored Ape there. But we see the competition kind of coming through, and we see people dropping their apes to be used as well. So that is happening in the city. Just want to give a quick shout out to Marty McFly. That's going to continuously be happening. So jump into ape competition in LADZ, and we will get on to the next piece, which I believe has to do with XWOW.
Oh, yeah. XWOW. That guy. You know what he does? He hosts a poker event. I wasn't there on Saturday. I'm a little gun shy after being beat up at the tables lately. But we have some news about him, don't we?
We do have some news, and we have a piece that we want to show. Let me know if that is available. If not, I can pull that up as well. But this is going to be something that's been in the works for a while. This is going to be the reward for Segment 1, Segment 2, and the upcoming Segment 3. Basically, we have poker all month. Every week, we have one kind of main series of poker here on Saturdays that if you win throughout the month, which adds up in points, you actually are going to be getting this ring. I believe the ultimate winner, as we can see there, is going to receive this awesome LADZ ring. Maybe we'll make it digiphysical, maybe we won't, who knows. But we can see our vibe, our tribe is beautifully engraved there, and this was done by Ramses. So huge shout out to Ramses. We will be getting more info there out on the LADZ series of poker as well, as we look to start this month's edition. And you still have time to get to that last table. It's basically whoever's going to be winning this month gets to sit on that next table with Nat C, I believe, and GB, who won Segment 1 and Segment 2.
Again, I suck. I haven't been back in the last couple of Saturdays. I was on a little roll there for a minute, but there's some serious poker players in LADZ City. So shout out to each one of you who's made the final table or made the top 3. And yeah, it's getting competitive, man. They don't mess around in there.
Absolutely, man. And we have the next piece here from LADZ before we get to our awesome interview. This is going to be a tweet from our NFT Live profile here. As Azurker was able to win this derivative ape. So Bored Ape Yacht Club's obviously been blowing up, and we have different people who are getting involved in actually making these derivatives. So it looks like Drippyverse, who we worked with to launch our own NFT, launched a Bored Ape Yacht Club piece, and we ran a giveaway for a free voucher for one of these on the last piece. So nobles were added into that giveaway, as well as people who retweeted this tweet here. And it looks like Azurker has won. Shout out to him. You are going to get your Bored Ape Yacht Club-esque derivative, non-official, as Gordon was able to tell us, the founder of that project. We are going to get you your voucher. So congratulations to Azurker, and that will be pretty much the LADZ news for the week. Do we have anything as far as LADZ Day is concerned today?
Oh, man, we always have stuff for LADZ Day. First off, let me give it to poker, because somehow I always forget to give a shout out to XWOW and poker for, having a Friday's open game and then a Saturday's tournament. And so today, if you're brand new to LADZ City, all you need is one LADZ token, which we give out for free. Get yourself ranked up as a nomad, and you can play today. And the poker password, Crypto Stamina is asking, is ALLIN, ALLIN. One word. Well, it's 2 words put together, but That is the password.
All right, guys, we made ourselves a long trip back to LADZ City here to finish this episode. We were in Miami for about, zero point 0.5 seconds, and we just turned around. I dropped Buffalo back off, and we are ready to roll here to get to this episode. Basically, what's going to happen is we are going to have this interview with Bitlectro Labs, and then we are going to get to some main topics, of which the biggest main topic, which I'm generally going to hit this once we get to these news pieces. Has the NFT market collapsed? Are NFTs dead? That is the question of the week after Kotaku, which is a prominent gaming magazine and publisher, put out this large, or again, I guess a big shout out here to the NFT market, as they believe the NFT market has now completely collapsed. So we're going to get into this later, but let us know in the chat, are NFTs dead? What is the market right now? And basically, that's what we'll get to here after this awesome interview with Bitlectro Labs.
They're not dead, you guys. Spoiler.
They're not dead.
They're
Spoiler.
Not dead.
Okay, so we are going to let's play one of those MP4s as we kind of intro the team here. We are going to get the team in here, and we are going to have a fantastic interview. Let's transition with one of those pieces, and we will get into it. I tried to do a Kagi there.
Did you try to do the Rage Cage? All right, let me bring out this here. It's your boy, Rage Cage Cagillon. All right, let's take a look here.
All right, we have the Bitlectro team. Yeah, I love that. I love that piece. Guys, we have an awesome interview to get to. We are going to get to basically your entire project, your upcoming sale. But first, I want to get you guys to intro yourselves to the community that we have here, to your community, to everyone that's watching. And then I'm going to ask one question that is going to be, are NFTs dead? But go ahead. Let's see the interview intro first.
Gabe, you go first.
Yeah, I'm Gabriel Allred, Dr. Gabriel Allred, technically, founder of Bitlectro Labs here with Keel. I've been in the blockchain and crypto space for like 5 or 6 years now professionally. I started a couple of companies, including multichain.ventures, and now I'm working on some NFTs. My recent love and fascination, although it's kind of a derivative of my childhood loves and fascinations, if you look at the collection, 8-bit retro style music and artwork, tickles that itch of my love for retro video games.
Sorry, I had myself muted because there's a band practicing next door. I'm at my studio right now. I'm Keel. I am a co-founder of Bitlectro Labs with my buddy Gabe. You may know me from the band Starfucker. I've been into crypto since about 2014, 2015, and NFTs just seem like kind of the coolest modern artistic expression I can think of, because it kind of combines cutting edge tech with art and music. So that's really why I got into it. But yeah, that's my background. I'm just a crypto nerd that makes art and music.
That's awesome, man. We are going to have ourselves a great interview talking about your generative audio NFTs, as well as the physical pieces that are going to be redeemable with different functions as well. So that's going to be a really cool conversation. First thing I want to throw at you guys, are NFTs dead? Where are we in the market right now as we kind of come off of that big wave that we saw in March?
Absolutely not. It sounds reminiscent of, is Bitcoin dead? Is cryptocurrency dead? These articles come in almost like twice yearly cycles. Someone bans Bitcoin, someone bans this. No, NFTs are not dead. I think we're in the the first hour of the 24-hour clock on NFTs and their progeny and development in the ecosystem. And sure, maybe markets have cooled a little, maybe sentiments have cooled slightly. That being said, the technology and the products just keep getting cooler and cooler. And I think we're going to come around a year from now, 2 years from now, and we'll see the same media frenzy we saw 2 months ago talking about new NFT projects that have hit the scene, and everyone's going to have one on their mobile phone. Technology is not going anywhere. That's my answer.
Yeah, it's such a new thing, and I think we're kind of figuring out like what makes a good NFT. You know, what makes an NFT that like will hang around for a while, that people like, that people will continue to seek and trade. And yeah, I think right now we're just in the growing years of NFTs, figuring out what exactly is the best model, I guess, or what models work. You know.
Absolutely. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have questions related to the project. I'm going to have a quick breakdown of what you guys are doing, but we do have comments that are rolling through. I've got Joseph Burton saying, who knew Gabe was so handsome? I have Jack Curry saying, yo, I love Starfucker. Crypto Stamina saying, nice seeing Starfucker at Float Fest. What a show. So it looks like we have some fans in the audience for you guys. But let's get into the project. Let's get into Dreamloops for what we're here for today, essentially. So what are you guys doing with Dreamloops? And then we'll see what rabbit hole we go down from there.
Yeah, so Dreamloops is the first release of Bitlectro Labs. It's an NFT collection, rides on Ethereum. There's 10,000 of them, and each NFT is audiovisual. It has a retro piece of digital pixel art coupled with a song that was produced by Keel Corcoran here. He also did the artwork, mind you. And there's 10,000 unique images, or what we're calling album covers for these, and 10,000 unique audiovisual loops. Now, the novel thing about our project, or at least what we think is novel, is that 1 in 5 of these dream loops can be redeemed for physical media. That is either a vinyl record, like I have my turntable back here, I'm myself a collector of vinyl, or a cassette tape. So you can actually unwrap the dream loop. Upon buying it, it's actually kind of wrapped like a Top Shot pack, or like a present, if you will. And then you go on our site, and we have actually this cool 3D opening environment, which will debut in about a week. But after you unwrap it, you see the attributes, and you see whether or not you acquired one of the rare redeemable ones, which is 20% of the collection, as I mentioned. So yeah, and there's a few other bells and whistles. You do have to stake the NFT for a short period before you can redeem it, at which point you'll receive an ERC20 token. And then when you want to receive the physical copy, you actually send the ERC20 token to us, provide us with your shipping address, and we send you the physical media. You do get to keep the NFT. A lot of people ask us if they have to burn the NFT to get the physical copy. No, you do not. And that's Dreamloops in a nutshell. That's our first release.
Dude, you guys, first of all, I'm a huge fan. I had you on LADZ City Radio about a month ago.
Yeah.
I know everyone's saying NFTs are dead. You guys, of course, don't agree. I don't agree. I know Q doesn't agree. NFTs itself, a lot of it has been art right now. A lot of it has been, imagery, a little bit of video. Music is something I feel like there's so much there. There's so much on the way.
Yeah.
Where do you guys see music with the NFT space? How early is this, and how long do you think this will take to develop?
I'm seeing a lot of bands, starting to get into NFTs. There's so many different possibilities for it. I really like that it gives a way for bands to connect straight with their audiences and not have to go through, the machinery of the music industry. So I think a lot of bands are going to start turning to NFTs to, accompany physical releases. And it seems like, things like, tickets for shows, having an accompanying NFT with, the ticket that you buy for a show. There's just so many possibilities that it seems like people I know in the music business are super interested in and working on, solutions to integrate NFTs to what they do. It's real early, but it's got a bright future, I'd say.
Yeah, Gabe, you were talking about pre-episode how your plans for the future are to bring in more artists for upcoming projects, essentially. Can you break that down, kind of lay out the roadmap beyond this drop?
Yeah, that's essentially what our plan is over the next 6 months, remainder of the year, is to onboard additional musicians and visual artists for subsequent releases. So Keel produced all of the art, all of the visuals for this, as well as all of the music. But one thing we'd really like to do is like onboard full bands to provide us with original tracks for a collection, and then we have them collaborate with an artist of their choosing. We actually already have a few in mind. Friends of Keel's. We won't spoil anything yet, but we've got a few in the pipeline that we're really excited about. And it's going to be genre agnostic. We're not looking to lock ourselves into just retro chip tunes and pixel art. It could be physical paintings coupled with a rock band or a metal band or a punk band or techno music. I mean, we're trying to make this the sky's the limit and sort of open it up to all sorts of genres and artists that want to collab with us on projects.
Yeah, I want to get into the bigger conversation about why generative art right now within the NFT space is just blowing up. We saw the bonsai trees. We've seen Bored Ape Yacht Club. Obviously, CryptoPunks is like the gold standard. I want to get into that convo, but I have up on my screen kind of the layout of this upcoming sale, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is I think it's June 14th. Take us through kind of the sale and what are the chances I get the redeemable NFT as opposed to the non-redeemable? Obviously, people are going to love that physical aspect.
Yeah, June 13th is actually the sale,
Oof.
so a week from Sunday. All good. The chances of getting a redeemable one are 1 in 5 right now. So obviously it's random. Not all of them are redeemable for vinyl. Most are redeemable for cassette. So there's, and we have it right here on the screen. There's 100 redeemable for vinyl, 1,799 redeemable only for cassette, and then there are 10 that are redeemable for both vinyl and cassette. And then we have like varied levels of scarcity among the actual digital NFTs themselves. So there's a scarce rare or scarce line of cassette redeemables as well. But your chances are basically 20% of getting excuse me, getting a redeemable Dreamloop upon buying one.
Got it. So let's break down this conversation here with generative art. Why do you think these auto-generated NFTs have become so popular? Why is Bored Ape Yacht Club as big as it is right now? Obviously, you guys are kind of in a parallel like project essentially. Why do you think this is such a big and popular industry, or at least sub-industry right now?
Well, I'd say, it's like creating imagery and, in our case, music generatively. It allows us to create a ton of, one-of-a-kind compositions that we wouldn't be able to make, otherwise. Creating these things one at a time would be almost impossible, to make 10,000 unique ones. So I think most NFT collectors, myself included, like one-of-a-kind unique items, and I think that's probably the main appeal. Having 10,000 unique one-of-a-kind things that you can have the one that's the only one. It's kind of cool.
So I'm getting definitely some great questions here from a lot of people that are asking the process, and let me bring up a couple that I have bookmarked here because they are coming in hot. Are Dreamloops programmatically generated? What is the process behind that? Crypto Stamina is asking right now if you guys can maybe break that down a little bit.
So I created a lot of assets. I think there's almost like 460 something individual little pixel drawings that I used to create the artwork. So I pretty much just I ran them through some Photoshop, some combinations of just created some custom actions in Photoshop to randomize them and combine them. And then I actually created, I think, like 22,000 total. But then I kind of went through manually and got rid of the non-visually appealing ones and ended up with 10,000. For the music, there's 100 different music composition songs and 100 different drum percussion loops. And I programmatically randomized those and combined them with a library called SOX. So 100 times 100 equals 10,000. So there's a lot of different little songs to hear. It's pretty crazy.
Take me behind this retro. I think you guys mentioned retrofuturism or something. I might have like completely butchered that, but take me behind kind of the lore of why these were created in this way, right? The 16-bit kind of retro look that we have that we see in front of us.
Well, yeah, like I create a lot, pretty much all of my art and music on the computer. And with modern computers, it's almost overwhelming the choices you have. You can open up Ableton Live and have like a million different synthesizers and a million different effects, and sometimes it's overwhelming for me. So I kind of became obsessed with limiting art forms, like 16-bit art, you only have 16 colors to work with. Each dream loop is only 64 pixels square, so you have this really small amount of room to work with. The music I made on a classic NES, so you only have like 4 voices and a wave channel on the NES sound chip. So it really comes from like creating modern stuff with this old outdated way of making art where you're really limited. And it's almost like freeing for me to be that limited, because I always get overwhelmed with the unlimited choices of modern computers.
Love that, man. Speaking of unlimited choices, utility is often kind of hit on as something that you could go any way with. And you guys did this staking feature that is really cool, in my opinion. I think that was the right way to go about it when it comes to trying to find people that are long-term, I wouldn't say investors, but long-term community members. So take me through this staking process and how you redeem the actual pieces.
Yeah, so staking's pretty simple. For anyone not familiar with staking, although the hardened crypto nerds will be familiar, staking is a process where you just keep something in your wallet. Now, different networks require different actions to stake a token, but in the case of Dreamloops, all you have to do is keep it at the same Ethereum address, a wallet that you self-custody, MetaMask, whatever. Now, what we're going to do is issue users an ERC20 token, an Ethereum token, after a period of 182 days, roughly 6 months. And then at that point, once you have the ERC20 token in your wallet, you can send it to us. You don't have to send us the NFT or redeem the NFT. You're just redeeming the token. You send us the ERC20 token. We check and make sure that your NFT hasn't been redeemed previously, which it shouldn't have, as there should just be one token for your NFT that you've staked for that period. You provide us with your address, and then we ship you the physical copy for your redemption, along with some goodies. We're going to make those real special, and that's the process in a nutshell. But we think it's going to create some really interesting market mechanics. Like, I haven't seen this instituted with ERC20s for redemption yet. Like, I'm a fan of like Hashmask's model of having the naming token accumulate so you can rename your Hashmask. I'm a big fan of that project, and I like some of these sort of secondary market mechanics that have been produced along with these NFTs. And I think ours is going to be novel because there's the question of, okay, first I can unwrap my NFT, or I can keep it hidden and have a mystery NFT. What's that going to do on a secondary market? And then there's a question of, okay, I've opened it, it's redeemable. What's that going to do to either the valuation of the NFT, or is there going to be this endowment effect where the person just wants to hoard it, get that redemption token, and collect that physical media? Or are they going to try to flip it immediately? What about people that couldn't get one in the drop? Are they going to be chasing the redeemable copies on OpenSea, et cetera? So there's lots of little machinations there, especially once one's ready for redemption. Like, okay, I've accumulated the token. Am I going to put this on the secondary market, or am I going to redeem it? What's the valuation going to be of a dream loop that has the redemption token intact with it? Like, there's all these questions, and I'm really curious to see how it shakes out. Yeah,
we're definitely in a new industry here when it comes to kind of creating communities around these different assets, as opposed to maybe a game or some type of I guess creator. It's really, really interesting to see projects like Bored Ape Yacht Club go about these derivative projects that even we showed right in the beginning. We have 2 people in our own community who are creating these different projects off the original assets. So what's your plan as far as the community aspect goes with kind of, cultivating what's going on within Dreamloops or Bitlectro Labs?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I would love to see if there was a derivative project that came about as a result of our release. I think that's one of the best honors in the community. I know some people are critical of it. There's 100 different styles of punks at this point. I know the Bored Ape Yacht Club is going to have the new derivative projects as a result of their launch, but I think it'd be great. I mean, we'd even love to collaborate with other teams. Like, you could get pretty wild with these with these pixel illustrations. I could see someone doing a 3-dimensional version or 3D Dreamloops or something like that. And then, in fact, a lot of the music that Keel composed, it wasn't composed in 8-bit. Like, they were normal compositions that he has the Ableton masters for, that he could change the synthesizers and turn them into typical sounding keyboard and percussion. That there's much more that we could do with this initial release, and in terms of fostering that community development, I mean, we're all for it. We're trying to do outreach to other projects as much as possible. We have a wonderful crypto voxels space, a gallery that we just built. We're going to do a release party there. It would be really cool if that gallery could be modular and host events for other NFT projects that we like or that want to utilize the space. We're rather agnostic, and we play well with others. I just want to see there it is. I love this space. Keel built this for us. It's really cool. Kind of tests the limits of CryptoVoxel's capabilities, honestly. We had to prune down some
I
of
went
features,
a little overboard. We reached some limits, and sometimes it runs a little dicey, but I love CryptoVoxels. I think it's a really cool platform.
Yeah, there's our DJ booth in the corner. So Keel and I are going to drop some live musical sets along with some friends of ours who are also DJs for our release party in about a week. Actually, it'll be next Saturday. We'll probably do some giveaways in the space as well. But to answer your question, we're going to be on it. Like, this is just the first of many releases, and we're trying to spread this as far and wide as possible and get as many interested collectors. And adjacent to that too, which I haven't really touched on, I've noticed this trend among indie artists, particularly on sites like Bandcamp, that are selling limited drops of cassettes or limited drops of vinyl. And I have a lot of friends that are just music nerds across the board, multi-genre, and they'll sit at their computers 7 a.m. on a Friday morning just waiting to get a cassette tape. Like, it's this $9 cassette, and they're like, man, I have to wait in the queue. These things sell out in 30 seconds. And I'm really hoping, excuse me, that we can foster that level of excitement for the physical goods along with the NFTs, and that people will enjoy them as this unique, sort of beautiful piece of music and packaging that we produce for them to enjoy.
Yeah, we've got some special things planned for the packaging and some additional goodies to send to the people that stake their tokens. And I think the staking period is going to give us a little runway so that we can get some guest features from some artists that I like, and hopefully just make it as special of a release as we can.
Awesome, guys. This has been a great interview. I think we got a lot kind of covered here within the 20-minute time frame. Buff, you got anything before we let them go?
I definitely want to keep in contact with you guys. LADZ City Radio is there to support you guys on this project, and I have a feeling you're just the community that will form. You guys don't even know yet, right? You're taking that step, and you're going to see 10 steps down the line now. I'm so excited for you because this space needs this, and for anyone who loves LADZ City Radio, definitely look forward to us trying to collab with you guys to help your launch and to showcase any of the new DJs. So you guys have such a great vibe.
Thank you guys so much for the support. We do really appreciate it.
Let's do a LADZ City release. We'll get some musicians from LADZ City and drop them on the into an audiovisual NFT.
Yeah, right?
That's worth a discussion.
Where do we sign? I love it, man. This has been such a great one. I was so excited to have you guys back on here because we had you on LADZ City Radio, but now we get to see a lot more of what you guys have been working on. I know we got some questions here about inspiration. Let's get to that real quick on this whole project. What is your inspiration? And with Starfucker, are there any inspiration from Trent Reznor or Nine Inch Nails with the name Starfucker?
Well, not with the name. I'm a huge Nine Inch Nails fan personally. Pretty Hate Machine, I think, is one of the best records of all time. But as far as inspiration, I'm like, I grew up a PC user, so I had, an early, CGA, or I guess my computer was EGA capable. So it's kind of inspired by like those classic games that I used to play that, you know, had very small color palettes and the funny kind of very primitive music. But it's also, you know, a combination of, I love like, you know, like the vaporwave aesthetic and like synthwave stuff. So it's kind of trying to combine those modern things with this classic game aesthetic. And of course, I love like the Japanese like PC98 art and the Amiga art. Just it's a love note to all those classic formats and computers. Just a nerd loving nerd shit, you know.
The space is all about that, bro. So you've come to the right spot.
True.
What about you, Gabe? What's been your inspiration with this project?
I would say same. I mean, Keel and I have known each other for years, and we used to have LAN parties in our garage.
Nice.
I mean, and we grew up in Las Vegas in the heat. And we'd be sweaty with our shirts off in one
Which
of our
game?
parents' garages. We played everything: StarCraft, Quake 1,
StarCraft,
Half-Life
Quake,
1.
Half-Life.
I mean, even like preceding that, you know, we would do Doom over modem. But we're also like BBS kids too. I would say like, you know, while Keel created the art, I've been steeped in this stuff since I was a child as well. And I think a lot about like door games, and a lot of the art I saw on these door games, like Trade Wars. And for those unfamiliar, you know, pre-internet, you'd have to connect your computer to a phone line. You dial into a bulletin board system if you wanted to play an online game. Like that was the extent of it. And they were all command line based. You'd type your commands and what you were doing if you're crawling through a dungeon or trading goods in a spaceship. And some of the art for this stuff is just majestic, and it would render so slowly because it's coming in over a phone line and it's rendering line by line, and some of it was just beautiful, and so much of it's kind of lost to history. And I feel like we're kind of recapturing some of that early internet, early computing culture with this. And I know there's a lot of nostalgia for it lately. Like guys like Keel collect folders of this old computer artwork from lost games that we can't even play anymore. And yeah, I mean that's my inspiration. There's a certain wonder that was had as a child playing these games for the first time and being just absolutely floored by these digital realms that weren't even that detailed. Like now I see the LADZ City renderings and I'm like, that is awesome. And it's like, as a child, that would have blown my mind. As an adult, it still blows my mind. But we had to use our imaginations quite a bit with the 8 16-bit pixel art back then, and I'm hoping we can recapture sort of that wonder. And I feel that wonder a lot with NFTs too. Some of the projects I come across, I just think, man, wish I would have thought of that first, or I wish, right. and then I just give them my money, which is great. So support the creators that you like. But, yeah.
100%. Guys, amazing conversation. We got to have you guys back on again. I'd love to do some type of LADZ City collaboration. We will be in contact about that.
Yeah, that would be rad.
Yeah, I would love to. Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, take care, guys. Thanks for stopping by LADZ City. We're definitely going to follow you guys from here on out, and good luck on the launch.
All right.
Adios.
See you guys.
All
right, guys. Yeah,
they're so cool.
But it's like, can I join the project?
I know, look, I gotta go, Q. See ya. Go hang out with them, man. I love how they're talking about music that they created while music's being created in the other room. That's when you know they're true about creating music and just staying in that flow, man. I love it.
Bitlectrolabs.com. I can drop that into the chat as well if you guys want to get in there. It looks like there's a sign up feature that is live now to take part in that actual event as well, which is June 13th. I was off by 24 hours. Shoot me. Unfortunately, we have to shut down the episode now. So, Buff, I kind of want to go back to Miami, but I don't know how ready you are to go back to Miami.
Ready to go back to Miami, although it's the opposite side of the continent for me, bro. I'm all the way over in Seattle.
Are we just gonna teleport, or are we transitioning? How are we doing this?
Yeah, we can just. I think you left the car running, so if you want, we can go take a look over there real quick. Let's see here. All right, yeah, you still left it parked, no tickets. You know.
We've invented teleportation in LADZ City, guys.
We're back.
Still no Cagayan. I've checked my messages multiple times. I said we got a fly car here, though. I'll give you that. No Cagayan, no easy.
Yeah. But hey, you know, FOMO is real. This is what I love about this community, and the fact that we created this just to show you guys how bad we're FOMOing about being in Miami right now. We are not going to FOMO for New York City NFT. We are going to be there along with all the amazing lads that want to participate from around the world.
Let's go there now.
Let's go. Turn it up, bro. Let's get there, run the Reds, whatever we got to do to get there as fast as we can and set up shop. That is in November now. It was in October. They moved the dates to November 1st through 3rd. Q, we're going to be there, right? This is our first in real life LADZ gathering. We can set this up, man. Maybe take over a whole floor of a hotel or rent a mansion or do some crazy shit. I'm down, man. Are you down?
Yeah, we have 3 lads speaking already at NFT NYC,
right.
so everybody is going to be there already. We might as well do an event or something. So if you're in NFT NYC as we get closer to this date, we might as well throw together an event, man. I think it's high time that we all get together in person.
Yep. Take the LAD City to New York City. Just makes sense for the two cities to meet. You know what I mean?
100%. I agree. I agree. All right, this is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to take this bad boy right here, and we are going to head back to LAD City and finish the remainder of the episode. Thank you again to Bitlectro Labs. Thank you to everyone in Miami making us feel the absolute FOMO. Sorry, I need to keep my eyes on the road. Yeah, and we will head here. We'll head back to LAD City. Thanks so much, Miami.
Play that.
Buenos dias.
Let's play that a little bit.
Buenos noches.
I gave you a little file there, man. Play that in the car. This is a little Dreamloops on the way back to LAD City. Eh?
Here we go. Yeah, let's go.
Here we go. Let's take
Mr.
off.
Worldwide. Oh, we're still here. Okay. All right. And we're back. Wow. All right.
You drive quick, bro.
I do. All right. Dropped you off at the No-Tell Motel, and we might as well get going for this episode. So, guys, this is basically how we're going to break it down. We are going to touch on our NFTs dead. So Bitlectro Labs said no. Buffalo said no. I probably am saying no as well.
Probably. Whoa. What happened there?
But, I mean, we're just going to cover it. Okay. So I've got NFT Market has collapsed. This is from Kotaku, again, a really prominent gaming magazine. But this is making its rounds on Twitter as well. Not just this publication, but this idea that because the NFT market has seen a little bit of a lull, that we're somehow in a crash. So I'm going to go ahead and read from this article just the first 2 paragraphs. Let's see what they say. So does anyone remember March 2021 when some tech bros and artists were convinced that NFTs were going to change the world? Well, hi, now it's June 2021, and the bubble has burst. I know I'm surprised as you are. Despite clear evidence that the entire thing was at best a scam and at worst an impending environmental disaster, some folks were just too seduced by the promise of something new, making money, and for the briefest time, literally hundreds of millions of dollars were sloshing around the world in exchange for videos people didn't own, or certificates of authenticity for JPEGs and GIFs. The golden age is now over. And I am fucking pissed at this guy. So, this guy, like whoever, Luke Plunkett, I would love to have you come on NFT Live and say it to my face, because this is absolute bullshit.
Tell them how you
I'm
really
done.
feel.
I'm done with these guys all over the place. NFT Live, we're defending the NFT industry here from people who...
He gone. He gone. I knew he wouldn't last. Man is just too emotional about this space. He's a little unbiased. Scared.
NFT's dead?
It's dead, bro. We got to cancel NFT Live, man. We backed the wrong horse in the wrong space. We should have stuck with Doge, bro. Good you didn't hear that.
At best, a scam, and at worst, an impending environmental disaster, Buffalo.
Yeah, apparently. We're killing trees with these NFTs, bro. Haven't you heard? The jungles are being just decimated by all these, bored apes and I don't know.
Crypto stamina. I bet this guy doesn't have a MetaMask. This guy.
Good.
This guy right here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, doubt it.
Yep.
Doubt it. All right, so this is generally making its rounds in traditional media industry. As OhMyCoin says, good thing Q didn't see that while we were driving. Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. We're going to get into market recaps here. We're going to touch on kind of that lull that we do see ourselves in, but really, we still see a ton of money flying around. I mean, prior to the actual run up that we had in February and March, numbers that we see on CryptoSlam, which I'll pull up here right now, which is a great site to follow if you're looking for collectible rankings, these numbers would have been phenomenal before this last run up. These numbers would have been great. 24 hours, a 1.3 million. I don't know exactly. I can't recall from memory what NBA Top Shot was doing at its peak, and it was a lot. Don't get me wrong. But prior to this, we would come on NFT Live and talk about how projects were doing 10, 15,000 in revenue and how that was really, really awesome. So there's still a lot of good projects here. And again, this is a 24-hour time frame. There are a lot of sales that happen that throw this number off throughout the course of a week. So if we zoom out to about 7 days, we see Bored Ape Yacht Club taking over the top spot with 6.8. Bored Ape Yacht Club is doing better than ever. The community building in NFTs is doing better than ever. So did we fall off of the all-time highs that we saw in March? Of course. That always happens. But the media will take that and really isolate those statistics and say, oh, you see this top here? We're 90% down from that top when there were 3 sales on one day. You know, that's what they'll do. So we're here to defend the NFT industry. By no means is our NFTs dead. You let us know in comments what you think about basically the narrative that we're going to be in a large lull for a long time. So what do you think, Buff? Let me throw it your way.
I believe with the market cycles, there definitely are lulls. I've said it already, and I'll say it again. I think this summer we're probably going to hit ourselves a little bit of a lull. There's, been a massive top, and there's a little bit of a pullback. I think FUD and the narrative that is being pumped around is just, everybody's screaming this morning about that guy named Elon. I don't know if you heard about him. Yeah, he does some tweets. And people just lose their shit on a lot of this. And I feel like there is so much that hasn't been done yet in the NFT space, in crypto gaming, and social tokens. There's so much coming that this isn't just going to stop and people are going to yeah, you had success in February and March a little bit, but nope, it's dead, you guys. Stop trying, stop being creative. No, that's not going to happen. The rest of this year, there's going to be amazing projects that sell out the second they do, their launch. And Bored Ape was an example, and people buy bonsai trees, man. I go to bed, I wake up in the morning, and suddenly bonsais are popular. This is endless. It's not going to stop. And the creativity is where it's really going to shine in this space, because that's really going to resemble something that's never been done before. And if something's never been done before, how can you say that's not going to be successful? You don't know. Nobody knows. Whether it's bear market, bull market, if it's unique and it's limited and people in this space want to support it, it will have success. So that's my 2 Satoshis. You're muted there, bro.
Sorry, I had the sniffles there. I didn't want you to hear it. So we'll continue on this conversation. I do want to touch a little bit more on this article, but we're having a lot of conversation happen in the chat as well. But I love those points that you kind of put out, Buffalo, and we'll touch on this a little bit longer. So Jay Cephas is saying Kotaku hasn't been relevant for 4 years. Willis Rucker's saying, I like RFox. I think RFox was dropped in the chat. They said they make gold just like Animoca. Crypto Stamina is dropping that Axie's doing 3 million in volume. And also saying that the market share is spreading between projects. That's probably a good point as well. You do have a lot more projects that are saying, hey, we need to get into this space. And past that kind of March euphoria that we saw with users, the community is going to grow steadily. It's not going to grow as large as maybe, the amount of projects. So I can get behind the narrative that there's more projects here. All right, I'm going to pull this up here, and I'm going to touch on what Kotaku was mentioning. The overall NFT market has suffered a 90% collapse. Peak May 3rd, it's all 100 million in crypto collectibles. NFT art sales even lower, and a number of active NFT wallets used to purchase tokens has fallen from 12 to 3,900. 2 things I want to touch on here. Again, isolating a May 3rd incident, which I believe, doing some research, I was able to see that was the Meebits sale. So one of the larger sales that we've seen here in the crypto space. They're going to isolate that and say, hey, we're down 90% from that top on a single day, where we had that single day sale for Meebits. And then we also have a number of wallets, which is not representative of people who are holding NFTs. Simple as that. I don't know where they're taking this number here, but that is definitely not representative of the market, nor are they probably taking into account wallets on different chains other than Ethereum. So there's a lot to be kind of broken down here, but I think, the NFT market and the NFT community generally, I think, believes that we are going to be okay. The cream is going to rise to the top, and then we're going to have cycles throughout this whole time period. So we're chugging along as far as I'm concerned, man. So really wanted to break that down, and thank you guys for dropping there in the chat and getting after us.
There's a lot of very strong-minded, very dedicated lads that they don't get shaken that much in this. I see very rarely anybody panicking in Lad City, because a lot of them have been through a lot already and are very excited for what's coming. So shout out to all you lads. Diamond hands.
Absolutely. Diamond hands, baby. All right. We will get into the weekly recap here. So that was kind of the general vibe that we wanted to go with. But we want to break down the past week. This is going to be May 28th through June 3rd. We see the biggest sales of the week topping out at 709,000. Premium estate, I believe, is going to be Decentraland, although they don't mention this here. This comes from NFT Plazas, by the way, another great site to look at. CryptoPunks are going to take up 3 of the top 5. It looks like Bored Ape Yacht Club is taking over that NBA Top Shot piece there for the king as it relates to 7-day volume. We do have the NFT markets here. OpenSea actually saw an increase this past week. So 12K buyers, almost a 73% increase in sales volume from the last week. And then we do have Nifty Gateway continuing to chug along. Haven't heard a lot from Nifty Gateway. I know they were kind of in the middle of that zeitgeist of crypto art and were really profitable, and I'm sure they still are. But I haven't seen too much from Nifty Gateway here other than their drops and such. So fear and greed index, this is one thing I think Buffalo was hitting on earlier. The NFTs are going to go the way of Bitcoin. NFTs are going to go to the way of Ethereum, the general market, essentially. If we didn't see a pullback here on the general market, doubtful that NFTs would see the volume impact that we've seen here in the past, I would say, 2 weeks, like we're kind of talking about in general. So that's it for me, Buff. You got anything as it's related?
Oh, man, I could go on forever about this. I've seen some great comments here. My buddy Jason Moffett saying, heck, my investments are more secure in LADZ than ETH, BTC, or anything else. I'd love to hear that from him. And big shout out to him coming on and just embracing LAD City. I know a lot of you have probably seen him active in main chat. The man is, every day he's involved now. I barely ever used to hear from him. We travel together on the road, and now I hear from him almost every single day. He blows me up on my phone because he sees it, and he's definitely embracing this. So huge shout out to my boy Jason Moffett.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have that Jason Moffett video that he shared of you at the Britney Spears concert, and I'm going to use that anytime you try to put that photo. You know what photo I'm talking about.
See, I thought
it's going to be a tit for tat.
Well, I thought you were going to do one more and mint it as an NFT. So, oh, shit, why did I even say that? Damn.
Your idea, not mine.
Hey,
okay.
Hey, don't make me do it.
How dare you?
She comes to me anytime. Anytime I need support, Greta's there. She got my back.
She does. She knows how to put me on my ass for sure. When I'm getting a little big for my britches, I think she comes in and puts me in my place. Guys, I'm going to get into the next piece, which is ZenNFTs. This was a big project that Ronan was talking about on NFT Live this past week. Essentially, the bonsai trees that you're seeing get all across your timeline are from the ZenNFT project. So we have all 88,000 bonsais selling out in under an hour. And they are, looks like the team is saying they're eternally humbled. You can see people sharing this all across their Twitter timelines. There are different rarities, of course, with these generative pieces. Some have sold, I think, for up to about 15, I think maybe even 40 ETH. Let me know what the top was. But I'm going to take us into a really cool platform that I had no idea about as it's related to NFT data. NFTexp.io. Let me know if I'm just completely behind the times on this or what. But I'm going to go into Explore Collections, and we're going to jump into these bonsai trees if possible. Let's see. Bonsais by ZenNFTs. And we can see ourselves a good look here at the latest sold. We can see kind of the sales volume here. Obviously, the large sale is going to be there. And then the average price is going to continuously be here. So really cool stuff. I'm kind of still doing my research here as it's related to where the best things are to find. We do see a 5 ETH sell here on this piece. So I think this was the one I did see on my Twitter timeline. Let's see if we can't pull this up. It's not going to let us. So yeah, bonsai trees. I mean, it's the generative art trend right now. We see Bored Ape Yacht Club, we see CryptoPunks, we see Meebits. This is kind of the craze right now that we see. Time will tell whether we see a bunch of these projects kind of come out and whether communities can be sustained within that, especially as we see more and more, right? Because I loved Crypto Stamina's point about kind of taking from that same pool of users. Well, it's tough to be a part of 5 different communities at once. So I like this aesthetic though. Really, really cool. What do you think?
The bonsais are amazing. I've always liked bonsais, the actual tree, and the NFT seems like a really cool project. I think you nailed it there, that it's so much up to them. Once they sell out, the pressure's on them to then back up what they just sold to keep everybody engaged, to keep the growth model there, roadmap following through. There's a lot of pressure for these projects. It's almost easy sometimes at the beginning to get the hype, if it's timing thing and it just goes right. But now the pressure's on them to really deliver. And what I loved about watching Bored Ape so far is that they're really delivering every day with that momentum. So I'm really curious to see where bonsais go. Were you able to participate in this?
I was not. And honestly, Buff, you do a great job of participating on the show while you're doing all the behind the scenes stuff. When it's me and Ronan together and I'm kind of clicking everywhere, making sure the show looks great. Right? I swear to God, Ronan was talking about this project, didn't even know it was what he was talking about till a day later. And I'm like, holy shit, this bonsai thing. Oh shit, that's ZenNFT, ZenNFT. So yeah, really cool stuff. I mean, that was a good alpha drop there on the channel on Tuesday. So do 2 episodes a week. That's probably a good, it's a good mix so that you can kind of not miss out on any of these drops. But you can kind of see the different rarities here. You see a bunch of different, I guess, terms and features that the team is kind of laying out here. So you know what? Bonsai trees are just nice to look at too. Let's be honest. Yeah. Bonsai trees are just really customizable, and I think they fit with a little bit of this generative art narrative that we've got.
I think it's already right now. Andy A, man, he's putting up one for half an ETH. So if anybody is hitting that hard FOMO, shout out to Andy A, who's willing to part with one of his bonsais.
The last piece here, it's really funny. The bonding curve piece is like completely getting ripped to shreds by this movement, right? So bonsais are distributed on a flat distribution of 0.08 for maximum Zen, no FOMO ramps in our garden, which we see that across the Bored Apes. We see that across, I mean, we just had Dreamloops on. They're going to have their project be a flat rate as well. So bonding curves are just getting ripped to shreds here, where I think they were used mainly in the past. I know Hashmass used one. I'm not sure if CryptoPunks used one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is a clear narrative shift of how the community feels. No bonding curves for us.
Now, why do you think that shifted? Just because people were missing out on the early entry points and just getting wrecked later on if they tried to participate, or?
No, I think in Level Bevel, I don't know if she's completely talking about this or he is completely talking about this. They're still affordable. I think he might have been talking about something else, but that is the answer to your question. It's about broad distribution to the community. And when you have a bonding curve, it's okay, if I'm here early, I essentially benefit, and then you almost get priced out.
Yep.
So that's,
I agree. I've never liked that model. I was kind of curious when I was seeing it pop up a lot. Definitely in March and April. I was like, oh, okay.
So it looks like a lot of people missed out on bonsais, myself included, Buffalo included. So the thing you have to look at now, and this is what happened with Bored Ape, okay, Buff? There's a rarity tool segment as well that you can use called rarity.tools. You can use that to kind of I guess judge what to pay for certain pieces. I can kind of pull that up as an aside here. I don't know. Oh, they have bonsais. So the way you can do this is you can go onto this site, Rarity Tools. You can continue, to filter your way through the most rare, as we see the most rare one here. And these are out of everything, not just ones on sale or anything like that, out of all of the bonsai trees. Make your way through this list, filter your way through this list, and see what might be a good value. So we see one right here, 0.5 wrapped ETH. That might be good value depending on what all of the rest look like around it. So this piece I did with Bored Ape. I was able to get my ape, which has, a top 1,000, top 2,000 rarity, and I was able to get in. The only reason I got in though was because it was clear what the community was doing. Right there, yeah. So keep your eye on what Bonsai's doing. If you see that FOMO, kind of not FOMO, but I guess activity. If you start to see a lot of activity around this past the sale, you might want to get in on Bonsai. Not investment advice, of course. So
what do you say about being in on Bonsai, Bored Ape, CryptoPunks, like trying to be in all of these? Is that too much? Is that a sense where it's really your choice of, are you participating or are you just holding that value? I guess I answered my own question there probably, huh?
So say that. Ask the question one more time.
By participating in all these different groups like Bored Ape, Bonsai, and all the ones where most people are buying to be in the group to participate. Is it one of those where there's almost like a limit to that, or for it's really up to each individual in the sense of how much time they have to dedicate to this?
Yeah, I think like you said, I think you're spot on. Like individually, how do you? It's like how many friends can you really have in life? Once you get over a certain amount, it's hard to keep up with everything. So, that's what I would say. But there's a lot of potential to invest as well. If you don't want to be part of the Bored Apes, if you see what's going on, then you can get involved. So Bonsai is in that moment there where they sold out. Let's see what they do now, and let's see. Radkey makes an appearance, by the way, number 46, right here he popped in the chat.
Oh,
so
look at that.
Look at Radkey here. We'll give you a highlight.
Let's take a look.
Oh, we're in the full.
Oh, going under the hood here.
Yep. Nice little.
I like that
4
one,
ETH,
okay,
sir.
Okay. Sir.
Not bad. Now we're fully into. Oh, look at that. LADZ Drippy, baby, making an appearance.
Yeah.
Love it.
Mag.
Love it. He's got it on sale. All right, Radkey. I'm gonna find you. I am going to find you. All right, we'll get into the next piece. As there are 43 of you guys in the house, I'm sure you want us to continually move through this episode a little bit. But here's what we'll do. We'll transition to the Sandbox video as we move into Sandbox updates, essentially. So we've got a little news whatever thing that Sandbox does within their own community, which I thought they did a good job of breaking it down in a small time frame. And I think Buff has a connection to this guy. Do you?
I mean, I just reached out to him one day. I said, hey, how about landing the Sandbox? And he's like, cool, I'm on the West Coast. I was like, oh, me too. And that's about it so far. So I need to follow up on that. That was last year. Literally, it's summertime. So it's been a year. And it's nice to watch this man, Joseph, who just got on board with Sandbox Group, now doing news shows for them. So if you want, Q, I can roll it from the beginning.
Yeah, we'll skip around this video pretty much. I mean, he breaks down different pieces, I think, at like a 45-second clip. So we'll just run it and we'll see if we can skip forward through each piece pretty quickly and make it like a minute.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, wherever you are, and welcome to the Sandbox Metaverse Weekly News for Thursday, June 3rd, 2021. My name is Joseph Matting, and in the next few minutes, I'll be telling you everything you need to know about the Metaverse and beyond. Number 1. Our land sale wrapped up this week, starting with the surprise announcement of deadmau5 and Richie Houghton joining our already fantastic list of partners. In this sale, over 4.5 million sand worth of land and asset NFTs were sold and auctioned to over 675 unique land owners. A special welcome to the Bored Ape Yacht Club apes out there, but more on that later. Number 2 on our list. Have you been enjoying the low gas rates on the Ethereum mainnet this week? At time of recording, gas rates are just 20 gwei, so make sure you head over to the marketplace at sandbox.game today if you've been waiting to get any of our great assets with lower gas fees. Number 3. We've updated our map preview on the dashboard API so that you can better showcase the preview of where your land is on the map. Want to see what we're talking about? Head over to the map at sandbox.game and click on your land. You'll have a nice little slice of your local neighborhood to share with your friends. Number 4. Calling out to our Voxodeus fans and Bored Apes out there. Owners of NFTs in these communities will receive a separate NFT specifically designed for the sandbox coming in the near future, adding utility to your collection. Which other projects would you like to see the sandbox cooperate with? Sound off in the comments below. Number 5. Speaking of apes, community member Josh Ong has been busy this week building a map for you Bored Ape lovers out there. If you own a land in the sandbox and you're in the yacht club, send him a screenshot and he might add you to the community map. Number 6.
Awesome.
I like that.
The Vox Edit Fashion Show has wrapped up submissions and voting is
We can
ongoing
hop
now.
out after this
Voting
as well.
will end on
Okay.
June 9th with 3,000 sand and special NFT prizes on the line. Make sure to vote for your favorite piece of fashion if you're dreaming about seeing it in the metaverse.
There's a lot, man. I like the. There's so much information with Sandbox right now. Hopefully they're done with land sales and they can just open up now.
Guys, we're definitely moving into the sandbox rapidly. When you hear us start to talk about sandbox in relation to LADZ City, within a month or a month and a half, we'll be in there. Like full time, that'll be legit. I think we're excited. We haven't started the process just from our side yet. Kind of backed off a little bit, but excited to be a part of their growing piece there, man. And really good news update there. I think somebody was asking whether he was going to do the weather. Classy J said, "Is he about to do the sandbox?"
And now coming from the west, we got. I love it, dude. Eventually, maybe they'll do that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Sandbox is looking good. I mean, and Gabriel's still here, so shout out to Gabriel staying on after the interview. But listen, I talk about this every single time, so I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole, but the scale of what they're trying to accomplish is freaking massive. Yeah. So that's all I'll say about that. Of course, it's going to take a little bit extra time. So definitely bullish on Sandbox.
I'm very excited to even get the process started again. Like for some of you lads who don't know, we do have the LADZ Metaverse Builders group. We already have our foreman, Small Town Cowboy, and he's going to be overseeing the production and the building of the construction for LADZ City in the sandbox. And we have some pretty big land spaces between Atari and over by Roller Coaster Tycoon. What's your plan with that, by the way? I haven't followed up with you in a while on that. I know you kind of bought that one on a whim as well, and then all of a sudden you got screwed because then that wasn't the edge of the water, and then suddenly there was more land added. Did you sell? You still own? No?
If anybody wants I'm directly adjacent from Roller Coaster Tycoon. If you would like to buy that piece, I'm all ears for it. It feels like 10 years ago that we bought that piece, and I've just been sitting on it. No construction has been going on that piece of land, just sitting there marinating. So that's pretty much it there.
Yeah, we have. I mean, this is how I got to LADZ, bro. This is how I first met you, was literally knocking door to door of all my neighbors around Atari, the big piece. And I stopped at that point because there was so many other, locations I could have reached out to some more people and feel like we should. But then it just keeps getting bigger. And I'm just like, holy crap. I thought it was big when I bought it, and that was only the third round of sales, or fourth round, I think. And I can't remember this. I feel like there's been at least twice as many since. So that's where I'm at now. I'm like, okay, stop selling land. Let's go. Let's play. Let's develop. Let's do something.
Yeah, that's fair. I totally am down for that. I think you can use the land sales to continuously scale up your team. But if you're just always scaling up, I feel like there's a little bit of a kind of morass that you can find yourself in with always trying to grow and never just like getting after it. So we're going to be moving on to this next piece. Great comments, by the way. Everyone's kind of throwing out some interesting points. Crypto Stamina saying, are we talking sandbox versions of BAYC for every holder? Best news this week. So yeah, I think he did touch on that in the part that we showed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but also Voxodeus. So Voxodeus is that project that we had on NFT Live. I'm not sure whatever happened to that llama NFT that they were talking about. I said we were going to get a llama NFT with our Voxodeus pieces. So if you do have a Voxodeus character, you're getting one in Sandbox as well. So if you hold Bored Ape, same thing. So
yeah, I never heard about
seeing that.
Yeah, I haven't heard back about the llama as well. Yeah, I'll have to figure that one out and let everybody know about that.
We'll have to break some legs. Put us back in the car. We're headed to Voxodeus land. All right. Okay, two quick pieces of news. I'm going to touch on Stani Kulachov, who is awesome. Stani is one of my spirit animals, man. He is the founder of Aave, who, if you don't know Aave, you're either just not in DeFi or you're, I don't know, under a rock under two rocks. I don't know. If you even know the word DeFi, you should know who Stanny is and you should know what Aave is. But it looks like we had a tweet on June 3rd, 2021, NFTs as collateral coming to Aave. There's a great question from Alex Gossman here. How will liquidations work? That will be amazing. They're just going to snatch your NFT out from under you if you can't pay back the loan. I'm sure that's probably the case, but it looks like Aave is making some moves into NFTs. He also tweeted out 4 hours ago, should Aave launch a fashion protocol? So Stanny is getting after it here, not just in any DeFi features. He's looking to kind of move his way here into some other industries, one of which might be fashion. I don't know.
Interesting.
So, I mean, obviously the financialization of NFTs when it comes to fractionalization, but this is only, I'm skipping around now. This is only going to further kind of take us in. Aave is just the boss when it comes to products within DeFi. Lending and borrowing, you're doing Aave. If you haven't done Aave, their dashboard on Polygon, and lent any assets via that, you don't know what you're missing. It is literally the future of finance. When you go onto Polygon, and I know I'm pumping my bags a little bit, but when you go on a Polygon and Matic and you do the lending and borrowing within Aave, it is life-changing. So definitely get in there. Not investment advice, but NFTs as collateral, that is going to be more and more of a thing and more of a process as we go forward and DeFi merges with NFTs.
Remember yesterday on Easy Street, they were talking about that for a little minute before they got in the club. They were talking about, yeah, you can take loans out on your NFTs and things like that. That's such a great little, just conversation right there at the getting checked into a club, in the waiting line. And let's do a show. Okay, let's do it. It's good stuff, man.
Hard to do an airdrop when you're walking through the club. just saying.
No, you just make it rain, okay, bro. You've been to a strip club before? That's all you do. You just make it rain. That's an airdrop.
It's a full-on quote from my man Easy in Crypto right there. Hey, this just dropped before we went live, so I decided, hey, why not just add it? We have Sothebys working with voxel architects to launch in crypto voxels. So this looks like an amazing.
Is that voxels
all, look
or
at the
Decentraland?
Outside.
That's Decentraland, right?
Yeah, that looks like Decentraland. You're right. So Sothebys is launching looks like a gallery in Decentraland. They worked with voxel architects. That's what threw me off. But this is my first time going in this past the actual door. So I'm going to kind of experience this with you guys as we walk through. Is this another Find Your CryptoPunk? It's like a mini CryptoPunk in the corner. Didn't like that? Okay. I'll shut up. So we see a little bit of what Sothebys is doing. Obviously, with the success of these other NFT sales within Christie's, and I think Sothebys has already had other sales as well, we see that they're moving slowly into the metaverse. And I think they see the potential of NFTs. So that's clear that they're working with voxel architects to do this.
So you can go in there right now and buy anything that's on those walls?
I'm not sure. Let me pop out into this tweet and see. Just launched a virtual gallery in Decentraland, replica of its iconic. No, it looks like it's a replica of an iconic London gallery.
Okay.
So it looks like they're just making replicas there, but still, the actual act of working with voxel architects, pretty big.
That's crazy. Can you imagine if it's the actual one that they create in the metaverse? You're walking in, click of a button, drop millions of dollars on an NFT.
Millions of dollars on an NFT. All right. Guys, that is pretty much going to be the episode here. We had NFT Live. We took you around the metaverse and back. And we are back in LADZ City. We need to get... Are we back in my...
He wants to go back. He wants to go back. But first, before we go back, X-File is going to shoot us if we do not show this ring one more time. This is the ring you will win for LADZ Poker. It's pretty groovy, man. One ring to rule them all.
Our tribe there.
Or maybe a couple rings.
If you put it on, do you turn invincible?
No, actually, it's the opposite. Everybody comes at you and says, I'm going to get you at the table now. You think you're better than me?
Puts the target on you.
It does, man. Ever since I won that 1 week, Everybody's gunning for the Buffalo.
Gunning for the Buffalo. All right, that is the award there for winning LAD Series of Poker. We really want to build that out over time, guys. So any actual improvements that you want to see to LAD Series of Poker, feel free to drop those in the chat. This is going to be like the rest of the shows on the channel and like the Discord, like everything that we're doing. We want to improve it every week, every month, so that we can continuously grow as a community. So definitely, if you think that we could be doing LAD Series of Poker improvements, throw them in the chat and we'll get it done.
All right, Q, you want to head back to Miami?
I'm headed back. I'm already there. I'm in the car. I already picked you up, I think. Yep, we are back.
You think?
I thought
right.
I picked you up.
Take us away,
guys,
boss.
Yeah, I'm here. Guys, still no Kagi. I guess we're just going to leave him in Miami. Hopefully he finds his way home. Easy and Crypto's having himself a good time. We had ourselves a good time with you guys. Big shout out to Bitlectro Labs, by the way.
They were great. They were great. I can't wait to collab with them more and wish them the best on their sale coming up.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for sticking around till the end, guys. This was an awesome NFT Live interview, and we will see you next time in LAD City on NFT Live.
All right, gun it. Go, baby, go.
Miami, woo!
Is this real life?
Come on, lads! It's going off!